What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Dan, and of course, you're tuning into Collector's Digest. Alright guys, so today, I'm sorry about this setup. The tripod only goes this low, and it's on my desk so that I can look at my computer so we could do today's video. Look, so Halloween 2018, man, it was a great start for me, right? They did the legwork. They got Michael back into Haddonfield, reunited with the mask, and created a story, right? Created that initial spark. And I thought that they did it in a brilliant way. A lot of the fan base, it's like, there's no gray area. Like, you either hate this movie or you love it. I actually loved it. I understand, like, at the end, a lot of people thought, well, he met his demise. I understand why they made the ending the way that they did, because if the movie flopped, right, they would have to explain, like, we gave it another shot, it didn't work out, so on and so forth. There you go. There it is. That's the end of Michael Myers and Halloween. But it was a success, right? And a lot of people say that the name alone is the reason for the success and the numbers that it did. I don't necessarily think that's true. I still think that, like, word of mouth is still effective, even in 2020. I think it's an effective tool. I had people that were not fans of this franchise hitting me up, telling me about the movie. You know what I mean? Backtracking and watching the previous movies and coming to me and telling me all about it. So this movie definitely created a new generation of Halloween fans, and that's amazing. You know what I mean? That gives life to this franchise, and a lot of people should appreciate that, because it's so precious to us, you know. And then on the other hand, I understand why a lot of people, they're very protective over it. But anyways, Halloween 2018, it's come, it's gone, and now we're moving into Halloween Kills. So maybe some of the stuff we didn't see in the 2018 movie, we can hope to see in Halloween Kills, and that's what I want to talk about today. I'd like to see a little more emphasis on the shape, right? Let's think about that for a second, the shape. What is the shape? What do you mean by a little more emphasis? Well, what I mean is, like, in the 78 movie, how they captured that was unique in a lot of different ways and a lot of different scenes. Him popping out behind the bush, Tommy looking out, seeing him across the street at the house, Laurie looking out her bedroom window. Camera turns away, she doesn't. Camera does, turns back, she's looking, he disappears. There were so many different ways that he embodied that role, that characteristic as the shape, appearing out of thin air. You know, like, she's huddled up in the corner towards the end, and then you start to see the mask light up, you know, emerge out of the shadows. The shape. I want to see a little more emphasis on that. There's so many different ways that they can really tie that in and bring that to Halloween, because, you know, we heard it so many times that people say it's like Halloween 2018 on acid or on coke or on speed. That's all fine and good, but if we're getting back to the core characteristics of Michael Myers, we really need to see the embodiment of the shape and the stalking, the emerging from the shadows. I mean, you think about that scene in the 78 movie. That was like inventive of Carpenter's team. You know, everybody that was on set, the way that they did that. Every time you hear John Carpenter talk about the 78 movie, he brings that up because it was so special, and it was something that was new, a new technique for filming and exclusive to Halloween 78. So I would really like to see them put a little more emphasis on the shape. You know, in the 78 movie, the stalking was a huge thing, and they did it a little bit in the 2018 movie. You know, we saw him following the reporters or the podcasters, whatever you want to call them. We saw him following, and then, like, Halloween night, him kind of walking through, going through houses, and that was awesome. I loved all of that, right? But we didn't get, like, a real chase scene, in a sense, you know what I mean? Like, Michael following Laurie from one house to another on her trail, you know, stuff like that. So it'd be really nice to see some of that. And it doesn't have to be with the Strodes, you know what I mean? We know that we're getting a lot of new characters. Well, not new characters, they're bringing back a lot of characters from the original. So that can happen with all of them as well. And hopefully in the flashbacks, they embody that as well, because stalking was something that I felt that the 2018 movie was lacking a little bit. But the thing is that you can only do so much in one movie. And that's why I really felt throughout that movie is that, okay, this feels like a good start. They're setting the pace here. I like what they're doing. And it leaves a lot of room for more. A lot of fans in the 2018 movie were mad that Laurie was even in it, that Jamie Lee Curtis was in it, and it feels like, to them, you know, this is another movie of Michael versus Laurie and so on and so forth. in the past movies, you know, it was all over the place. Like Halloween 1, Halloween 2, Michael dies, you know, he gets burned alive. Oh wait, he's not dead. He comes back in H2O. She kills him. Oh wait, that wasn't him. And then he comes back and kills her in the beginning of Resurrection. If she's gonna go out, I want to see it done correctly. You know what I mean? I want to see, I want it to be done with respect and honor. You know what I mean? Her death deserves honor. She took a knife to the gut, and I mean, a good one. You know what I mean? So if they're gonna make her go to the hospital for 5 minutes or for, you know, whatever, 10 minutes out of the movie, and then she's out and she's back at it, to me that would be a bit unbelievable. If they keep her down for the count for Halloween Kills and bring her back in Halloween Ends when she feels better, that would make more sense. So if they do that, I would like to see the torch maybe passed to Allison, you know, or her daughter, some other Strode woman taking up the mantle, you know, becoming the hunter, Michael being the hunted. That's just something that I personally would like to see. Not that I don't love the character of Laurie Strode. I love Laurie. But the fact is, she took a really good shot to the abdominal, and nobody gets over that in a night. You know what I mean? I mean, he went balls deep on that stab. You saw. I mean, he got it. So she's gonna have to like be down for a little bit. And while that happens, it would be nice to see, you know, Judy or Andy take up the role of the Strode woman and become the hunter. We've heard some rumors that Julian's coming back in this movie, and I think that he is, and I really hope so, because he was a great comedic relief. And that was what's brilliant about Danny McBride, is that so much tension would build up, and then you get that comedic relief, and that really helps, especially with new fans coming to this franchise and experiencing it for the first time without that comedic relief. I feel that it might have been too overwhelming for them and turned them away, except with it, it helped bring them to the franchise, and they have come to love it since. And I think that comedic relief helps a lot more than people think, just for the simple fact is that you build up so much tension, you need something to kind of drive that down a little bit so that you can get prepared for the next scene and for more and more and more. And I really think that's what's brilliant about Danny McBride and how he set all of that up in the 2018 movie. So hopefully we could get Julian back. And I would like to see Marion Chambers have some significant role. You know, in the little teaser they showed on Halloween, it looked like the chick in the nurse's costume, I think she might be Julian's mom. I could be completely wrong, and that's fine. But if Marion could be the central character that all these other characters come to, you know, and evolve, that would be great. Meaning like Lindsay Wallace, Tommy Doyle, and others. The whole Mob Rules crew, you know, that come to hunt down Michael, so on and so forth. It would be cool if Marion was that core character that brings everybody together, because she's so iconic within this franchise. She's been in so many of the movies, and I think that she definitely deserves some type of significance in this movie, as well as, you know, Tommy Doyle, Lindsay Wallace, and so on and so forth. All right, so Anthony Michael Hall is coming to play Tommy Doyle, and then Kyle Richards is coming back to reprise the role of Lindsay Wallace. A lot of people, this is going to be an unpopular opinion, a lot of people do not want them to be married in this movie. Let me tell you why I'm kind of for that. I've had traumatic experience happen in my life many times, but we're not talking about my past right now. However, those experiences in my own life with the individuals I was with at the time help create a stronger bond between me and that person. I've seen it happen in my own life. So if they bring that to the screen, I think that'll be fine, as long as it doesn't feel forced and it feels natural. Kind of like they did with Andy Matichak, Judy Greer, and Jamie Lee Curtis. You know, the mother, the daughter, the granddaughter, that felt natural. It didn't feel forced. As long as they do the same thing with Lindsay and Tommy, I think that'll be fine. That's just my opinion, though, and it's something that I would maybe like to see. If they don't do that, I would still like there to be some type of bond between them and Marion Chambers. Like I said, you see on the screen where they're all at the bar, and I'm really feeling that there's going to be some type of relationship there, so where we're going to kind of escape the whole Strode saga, and we're going to get into some different characters from the original that have gone through traumatic experiences with our villain, Michael Myers. So that's something I want to see. I want to see these other characters and their experiences and their fight with Michael Myers, if that makes any sense, because it does kind of feel like it's always Michael versus Laurie, which I'm not mad at. You know, I love Laurie Strode. But for them to reprise the roles of Tommy Doyle, Lindsay Wallace, I think that's amazing, and I can't wait to see what they do with it. I just want it to feel natural. I want it to feel right. All right, so this is a big one for me, and I know it is for a bunch of fans out there, probably 90% of the fans. The mask. I loved what they did with the 2018 mask. They, like, okay, Rob Zombie showed, you know, the latex deteriorating, so on and so forth. They didn't just do that with this mask. What they did was special. If you look around the cheekbones, the side of the eyes, the lips, the wrinkles, you know, it really looks like an aged Michael Myers. And they did it brilliantly. I love the mask so much. And I can't say that about a lot of the masks in this franchise. And I know that a lot of the movies are not canon now, but let's just talk about it. Like, Halloween 1 mask, that speaks for Halloween 1, Halloween 2, I absolutely loved it. Halloween 4, no. I was not, no, I liked the movie, I did not like the mask, I'm sorry, I just didn't like it. Halloween 5, I didn't really like it. Halloween 6 was dope, I liked it. They started to get that shape back a little bit more closer to the Shatner. H2O, I liked it. They used the Halloween 6 mask and some of the shots, like I believe the beginning, and then they had another mask that I thought looked really good. Then they did the CGI shit, like what the fuck? The Resurrection mask I thought was dope. Halloween 1, Rob Zombie, I'll admit, I liked it. I was game for it. I thought that it was dope. Halloween 2, Rob Zombie, what the fuck are you? You got half his beard coming out with the, like, half the shit. It's like, well, you might as well take it off at this point. Like, Michael Myers is that mask. Why you got half of it? You know, I wasn't for that. So I know that there's like a blazing inferno, and he was in it. You know, like, I understand there might be some damages, but people are saying like 90% of the fucking hair is singed off, and you see little hairs like singed, and I'm not really game for all that, you know. And I know he got shot right here. People are saying that just gets completely ripped off. Like, I'm really hoping that's not the case, and because the mask is just so important to Michael Myers. You know what I mean? I don't care if he has to take his ass to the fucking hardware store and get a new fucking Shatner mask 40 years later. If that's what it takes, so be it. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't want them to start humanizing Michael Myers, and a part of that is definitely the mask. It has to stay intact, because Halloween 2, Rob Zombie, it was a fucking catastrophe. I mean, the more and more that I watch it, I respect what he did and his idea for Halloween. That's all fine and good, but I just really love the H40 mask, so I'm hoping that it stays intact and it doesn't get too fucking crazy. Alright guys, so that is basically everything that I'm hoping to see in Halloween Kills. I'll try to do a little outline here. I want to see them embody the role of the shape, you know, embrace that title, that name. I'd want to see Laurie Strode pass the mantle, if she's going to be down for the count for this movie, to either her daughter or granddaughter. You know, I want to see the whole mob rules come together and them really give significant roles to Marion Chambers, to Anthony Michael Hall, and Kyle Richards. I want to see the shape emerge from the shadows and just really embody that role that we all know and love so much. There's so much that they can do with this movie that I'm really hoping that they took advantage of, and that's just what I hope to see with Halloween Kills. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you're new here, please subscribe, hit the thumbs up for your boy if you made it this far in the video. Plenty of Halloween content to come. Tomorrow is the 16th, and I will be watching the whole Halloween at Home watch party on Twitter. If you're going to be there, hope to see you there, and if you aren't, then I hope to see you in the next video here. Until next time, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I definitely appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.